Well, they did it. They printed Reno. It is the worst. The worst card you can possibly imagine. I don't know how you find anything remotely close. Perhaps the closest evil was Sire Denathrius. You just play it and your opponent explodes. You just play it and you reset the game. Wow, just because you had one card and it does so many things. So, every expansion, pretty much, we have to get this, like, broken-ass legendary. And, Showdown in the Badlands was truly something marvelous, bro. In this video, we have to talk about every single thing wrong with Reno, how we got here, and pray to Jesus that we don't see anything like this ever again. Because holy shit, that's crazy. You know, the only reason why they can justify making a card like this is because it's not possible to put it in every single deck. And the moment Zeddy complains that he saw the Reno in other decks, Blizzard was like, uh-oh, I think the plague is spreading. I think it's not really good now. What's going on to the game? You know, one card is now breaking the game pretty much, so they had to stop the plague by saying, if your deck started with no duplicates. Oh, oops, right? Because then every single deck would try to lean towards Reno, towards having Reno and activating Reno somehow. It's just hard to comprehend how much power Reno actually has in modifying the game for us, in forcing us to play a certain way. It has such a ridiculous impact to the game, and yet Zeddy was like, that's a necessary evil, guys. We cannot remove this card because it will also remove all the control decks that rely on this card. Just like Renethal. What if Renethal disappears? I will cry like a baby. It's necessary evil, guys. What the fuck? First of all, the idea of necessary evil is pretty stupid, isn't it? Necessary evil is more like retaliation, self-defense. I don't see what kind of self-defense this provides. Just because it enables stronger control decks doesn't mean that all the control decks would disappear without Reno. You know, like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, right? If that's your mindset. The fact that most control decks are now Highlander decks, that's a little bit awkward, I would say. Yes, it's Zeddy crying, because if he makes a video about one card, yeah, that card probably should be nerfed or deleted from the game if just one card is being talked about by Zeddy, by a person with 80,000 subscribers. Let's just focus on this card, and let me tell you guys, it's not the problem. Actually, there's a bigger problem. Look over there. Look over there, guys. Where, Zeddy? You have to actually distract us by showing us other cards. There are so many to choose from, but we're just talking about Reno right now for some reason. I haven't even started talking about what the card actually does, which will take a long time for this video to resolve, guys. Because what the fuck? We're literally just talking about the recent change that had to happen, apparently, but only when Reno appeared. Such a drastic change had to happen all of a sudden. And yes, it went across all the Highlander cards, which is so sad. That Reno changed other cards too, because of itself. Like, come on, man. That's when things are really going wrong, really going downhill, when, you know, one card is changing other cards too. Like, uh-oh. And a lot of other cards. A lot. I have never seen this before, my friends. That's like 7 other cards alongside with Reno had to change because of Reno, not because of any other card in particular. Of course not! Why the fuck do we worry about those other cards? We're just worrying about Reno right now! How is this possible? The worst design card! And we just talking about the change that they tried to make that makes things look stupider. Yeah, necessary evil? I think not. I think it's just pure evil, and there's no way to come back from it anymore. You would get a panic attack if you knew what the fuck is going on here. The problem number 6. It's Reno. And he's lonely, too. He used to be the part of the adventure gang of, like, you know, other explorers, and now he's lonely? Oh, everything is, like, wrong about this card, right? What is going on? But luckily enough, he has a Mr. Friend Brand Boy to go alongside with it. And that's it. There's no Elise or Sir Finley, right? Well, here's Sir Finley. Also a disgusting card. What the hell is going on? And it requires a little bit different approach here of excavation. And Elise is also there. So, Sir Finley is also pretty evil. Bran is pretty evil. Elise is like the least evil of all of them. Fucking Badlands Savior. Oh yeah, I guess you deserve that title now. It's kind of like a reminder of Texas Ranger. Like we literally have invented a card that represents, you know, one of these bad boys. Aww. That kick though, holy shit, man. You wish that would be Reno. That's how Reno would feel like. You wish that would be a roundhouse kick somewhere. You know? Not just bullets. I hope it's not predicting death of Chuck Norris, because that would, you know, break a few games. What a legacy, guys. Truly, something worthy of a comparison. But not really. If I remember correctly, my redesign would just be turn this to 5 mana, and just don't empty the enemy board. Just make it a cool card that you play, but it doesn't have a big impact to the game. And if you haven't started with duplicates, like you get a free hero power or something, I don't know. Instead of it costing 2 mana. Nothing really makes your hero power free anyways. Besides a priest card. And, yeah, that would be cool. You shoot a bunch of bullets. But instead they chose, you know, of like, what? Why don't we print Twisting Nether in the neutral pool, but how do we do that? Like, how do we print Twisting Nether? Also, that Twisting Nether might actually go just one-sided. Fuck that, right? Fuck the whole Twisting Nether thing. We can make it double as powerful. Actually, triple as powerful. Triple, guys. It will destroy all the locations, and all them death rattles just disappear. Oh my god, that's so cool. Why did I not think of that? Well, yes, they did think of that. But holy shit, I have to put it down. Of like, one-sided Twisting Nether in a neutral set. What is that? I would uninstall Hearthstone if they announced something like that. I predicted this. I looked at Reno of like, oh, this is the stupidest fucking card ever. You know, I'm not gonna dig out my words, but I knew, bro. I knew I'm looking at the face of evil at this point. I knew Reno changed his side, you know, of who's he supporting right now. It's not just a cute little plus 27 health when you're very low on health and you're running out, but you followed a rule specifically in your deck. This is something else, man. This fucking ding 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 jackpot, boys! I draw Reno, I win now! Wow! So it literally has 2 problems. Play 1 card, draw legendary, win game. Or in a different order, let's put it that. Draw legendary. Play card. Win game. What? Oh, come on. Fuck my life, man. And then Zeddy has the guts to say that, oh, Reno does not actually win you the game when you play it. There's other cards that when you play, you win the game, because when you play, you win the game with those cards. But Reno does not deal 20 damage to your face, so it does not win you the game. And then it's just like, what the fuck is this argument? Zeddy, can you shut the fuck up? There's also other people of like, yeah, I found this dude writing me a love novel of like, oh my god, I love Highlander decks. I'm building Highlander decks and they're so fucking cool. And it's like, I don't care, to be honest. You're not taking deck building very seriously if you're building Highlander decks, unfortunately. Yes, it's a possibility. I have Reno myself, just in case I would want to play this nonsense card. But you can't just be like, oh, I'm following deck restrictions, deck building restrictions, and I'm actually building a real deck. Like, that's kind of fucking stupid. Yeah, I wonder why this Reno is Lone Ranger. Oh, wait, that's because he deletes entirety of your opponent's board. Oh, what did you do, Reno? I just made everyone disappear, guys. And now I'm lonely. Ah! The entire town disappeared. I'm not guilty. It's fine, guys. See, we're just talking about flavor. Flavor-wise. How Reno is bullying other cards. What the fuck is going on? How Badlands is the worst expansion simply because of Reno. How Highlander archetype just made the worst return imaginable to Hearthstone. My god. Just couldn't they think of something better, bro? Just small rewards, you don't need, like, crazy incentives of, like, shit. Whatever this is. So another design choice is terrible, right? Just give a small, interesting reward to incentivize people to play a different sort of archetype. It doesn't have to be good. Just like the best design card, I think most people agree, is the banger, bro. The banger. His best designed card. Because everyone wants to play the damn thing in the first place. And after you're done playing it, you move on. You know, you transcend to something. You get a smile on your face and you move on, bro. You do some experimental experiences and just great. You're happy now. You can play something else. You don't even linger in these things, and you can like reminisce of like, oh shit, I want to play with that card. And you know, Raren is gonna make tons of videos about the banger card. You know, because it contains so much value in there for content. And this, not so much. You know, do you like your minions just disappearing without notice? I don't know, man. But let's take a step back. We already like have 11 sins going on. What is this crazy thing, guys? What is this monstrosity? Did Blizzard learn the next level of rage bait? I will not give you a free game. It's gonna be a rage bait game. You play and you're angry instead of happy and having fun. Cause who needs that shit? You'll have to prove your need for fun in court. Well, hopefully Reynad's gonna fucking kick some ass with his game, but like, Jesus Christ. You know, Reno had a whole journey of existing and evolving into the most toxic garbage imaginable. He started very slow, you know, climbing his way up to the glorious toxicity, you know. I know one trick. I can reset the game, but only the health. You will still have to clear the board yourself, guys. But then he thought about it a little bit of like who clears one side of the board the best. It is mage. I will become the mage now. Oh my god. Reno is a mage now. That's all you need to know. Mage should be deleted from the game, but it's not deleted from the game. And I have questions. How is it possible? You know, is it because it's so easy to spell out mage? It's just 4 letters long? 4 letters wrong is what I want to say. Fucking madness, bro. A class like this shouldn't exist, and it's like, wow, this is garbage. Yeah, Saviors of Uldum. So it didn't take much. Uldum, and then bam, dragons. And now you have 2 Renos in 1 deck, basically. Which is also kind of weird. Like, 2 Renos, 2 superpowers. That was easy. Fucking gynecologist at this point. And so we had 2 Renos in 1 deck. Obviously, you can gimmick yourself into oblivion with 4 Renos in 1 deck. Because you play wild stuff. I don't want to know what you're doing down here. You know, behind closed doors. And so he was learning new abilities called shooting things and making things disappear. And it already was frustrating to just know that this card existed. That one. That one was frustrating. Do you know why? It's 15 points of tempo. That's pretty crazy. Already it can win you the game because you take over the board just like that and you still have something on the board. This is a new, relatively new effect where a card, a minion, also causes a board clear, and a very good one, to say the least. There's basically no escape. You literally have to, on turn 6, be like, do I have 11 health of creatures or just 10 health of creatures and I'm vulnerable to a massacre, basically? You know, he's already a mass killer, basically. What's going on here? Instead of healing people, you know, I'm being this little harmless fellow. Shit, man. He became a YouTuber, it seems. What the fuck? Reno is a mass killer, too. Because mage stuff. Yeah, let's go, bro. Things have changed dramatically in this story, basically. And you know what else? Above all else, we have to call him amazing. Because that's crazy, you know. Oh my god, I can make things disappear now. They will not even give off death rattles. Holy shit, and I will just do random things. Because, I don't know, I still haven't mastered all my abilities, guys. I'm still just a stupid mage that casts spells and stuff. And we have to call this amazing, yeah. Wow. What does this say? My proper title, yeah. Yeah. No, I don't think Reno was ever amazing. Jesus Christ. I mean, by the time it just turned to mage class, I think I forgot that this card ever existed, and I don't want Reno to come back ever again. Lone Ranger for a reason. I think he has to be banished and exiled from society, because, like, what the fuck is this nonsense, right? Literally self-induced loneliness. I hate to say that. I'm lonely of, like, do I relate to Reno? Probably not. I hope not. I'm not blocking other people. I'm trying to have conversations. I'm not shooting them in the face whenever it's, I feel like it's, you know, with different bullets of like, which bullet should I shoot you with the next time? Oh, shit! The holy bullets, guys. That's crazy, man. What is he? Is he learning different... Well, he's learning different spell types. It's not necessarily classes, it's just spell types. The frost, the fire spells, nature spells, blah, blah, blah. But it's just like, oh, it's a bullet, guys. Which is fine. It's like, fine. It's a little bit too random. It's fine, though. It's more like Dr. Boom. But, yeah, sure, whatever. It's cool. It would be nice to have a different hero power. Because that shit is, like, not really available. There's only 3 ways to change your hero power. And 2 ways if you don't count Reno. What are those ways, my friends? Replace your hero power with garbage. That's useless, unfortunately. Even at 0 cost, this would be questionable because it doesn't do anything. You just sort of see the card that they're gonna get and reject some juicy cards into the bottom, but like, damn. I tried Algalon, I tried to understand it, I tried to observe it, observe the observer, and it's really not an option to play a card like this. They, failed miserably by designing Reno, but they also fail miserably by designing other cards. And just the card True Heart, unfortunately, is kind of boring, and nobody plays it. Because just clicking your hero power, no matter how strong it is, no longer is relevant. You'd rather just generate a bunch of cards and play 2 mana something. So Reno basically is the only thing that's gatekeeping the only, like, reasonable hero power. Like, even that's fucking annoying. Fascinating. 16 sins already. A honorable mention, Mr. Zephyris. Also contains Twisting Nether, and kind of pissed me off with that Twisting Nether thing. But it's just pretty cool payoff card. Also had to be changed. Huh. No? No, if your deck still has old text, still can be, nostalgic, almost. Of like, thank God Reno did not change this card. Wow, that's so cool. Thank God Reno did not change Highlander cards from the past. That would be so weird. If a standard card starts changing wild cards too. They actually put effort in this case. They put effort to make sure that the card is in fact perfect. That this card actually cares about the board state and does something really cool each time. Or pushes you into a win condition somehow. Just Fireball can be enough to finish the game. Bloodlust, Savage Roar is my, preferred ways to finish the game. Wind Fury can finish the game. Or you can just turn into a fucking Jiraxis. That's pretty cool too. But whatever Reno is doing, nah. Not so cool. And unfortunately, Zephyris can be bounced into your hands, which means now you have plenty of Twisting Nethers. The game is not really fun that way, but man, they put a lot of effort and sort of worked out. You know what bad designed cards have in common? Lots of text. Text that barely even fits the card. The rule is you have 4 lines of text. Try to fit as best as you can. This, as you can see, is Kolagorn and is not actually played. It's only being generated as this warrior nonsense excavates. Summoning ability, summoning an 8-drop. If you're summoning an 8-drop, you're probably gonna get Kolagorn. It is what it is. It's one of the better statted 8-drops. Sin number 17. Lots of text on this card. It definitely indicates that something can go wrong, and it's going to be very difficult to fix. I want to address one quick thing. In the comment section, people tend to disagree, right? But in my comment section, I don't know, it feels like you're just throwing yourself into a shredder because you can't disagree. There's too many bad things going on. This is not drama that you're supposed to, like, try to take over and win and be like, the savior of Uldum. Like, you just have to give the fuck up and be like, Reno is the worst design card. We can all agree. It's just that easy, bro. Because I put all this work, all this effort. I've sacrificed so many minions for this garbage. Like, we just gotta fucking give up on disagreeing on things and pretend that there's, like, some secret arguments they can actually save the damn card. Ah, yes. What a way to introduce a hero card. A neutral hero card. And every single time when they play with these super strong legendary, super weird concepts, it tends to not work out. You know, a Titan, a neutral Titan. Because, yeah, that worked out very well. I've heard neutral Titan also worked flawlessly. Wow, it seems like new idea not work very well for Blizzard. It has to be thoroughly tested and thoroughly changed, but at some point they just fucking give up, and it's like, whoa. Still played in every single fucking deck, basically. That's labeled itself as control because it has to steal minions, steal Zilliax, because you can't kill Zilliax, you can only steal it, and smash things into other things as a very good Borkler. An actual brawl, I would say. But it's called, Induce Insanity. Maybe Brawl should have been called that way, so we have less Brawls, because no one wants to induce insanity over and over again, am I right? People would complain. But oh my god, we found a fluffy name, a Brawl. They just fighting each other, guys. At least Yoxaron is honest. You know, I'll keep that one. I'll keep that. You don't have to nerf this guy. At least he's honest about how fucking evil it is. There's always that special card in every set, you know, that they just fuck up the game with. They still haven't rotated. It's still shitting on a lot of attempts to play the game. Of like, what is that? Why is it so strong? Why it has infinite value? Why do you have to have Viper and Tremble in Fear when this gets played and you do not have Viper in your hand? What is this bullshit, man? This is also very close to Sire Denathri's levels of ass. Just pure ass. You want some ass? Well, there's only one option out of these three. Should have been called Runic Great Mage. Because that's what I want to smack people with. Mage. You know? The Destroyer. Soul Stealer. These sounds like menacing cards that destroy the board. Actually successfully, and they're like honest about it. Except for Hollow Hound. Hollow Hound is a little bitch. It's not even a... It doesn't look very hollow to me, to be honest. What is this? Just evaporates? What's going on here? Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating. I don't know what was the funny part about Hollow Hound. I guess the part that it has lifesteal. Man, I don't know. I want to see some animations how this thing works. Does it just steal life and just like has life force in there? It's kind of crazy, man. I just like don't want to see it breathe fire because that just gaslights me into thinking other things. As if it's like a dragon or something. Why is it not Reno the Destroyer? You know. And Jailer. You can fit that name. I don't care. You can give him 2 lines for a name. We have Prison, we have Jailer. Wow. What is with that? What? This is some scary design, bro. I don't know, maybe some people are gonna start having PTSD. But my dad was in jail. The Badlands jail, bro. All these locations have appeared. Honestly, now these adventurers feel like they're part of the gang and terrorizing Hearthstone. And you have this Bran Reno combo still going on. Play Bran into playing Reno. And I've seen it firsthand. I've recorded it. It's not a pretty sight. You just win the game. Fucking gang leaders, bro. We now taking over the warrior class. We gonna learn the warrior things now. Bran is never gonna go away. But the only notable thing is just destroying cards again. So Bran is just learning the same shit that Reno has learned. You know what my best doubling of Battlecry is? Another legendary that destroys all cards everywhere. No more cards for you. You want to play card game? That's kind of stupid. Shit, I'm thinking of, like, this is a pretty cool card, actually. I'm not gonna trash. Surprise, surprise! A big card is bad. A small card is good. Flint is one of the coolest cards there is. And it's also trying to clear the board the same exact way as Reno does. But it provides you all these, like, random options. And the strategy of, like, do you want to play it right now? Or maybe it's not good enough, and you just, you know, keep it in hand. But if you keep it in hand, it will lose its abilities. Lots of things you have to decide here with this bad boy. You actually feel like shooting down your opponents and not just like playing card. There you go. Even if it just does random things, but overall you know what to expect with this card. You learn how to, you know, use it better and better. It actually requires skill. And again, someone still writes a love letter to Reno in Highlander decks. Wow, cool. You know, at least it feels like Reno is one of those things on a bounty board. But nobody plays bounty board. Maybe that's why Reno is so good. He never gets hunted down. And now, this looks awful, doesn't it? Of like, well, they printed it for obvious reasons. Unfortunately, it lost its purpose, and now it's unplayable card. Entirely and utterly. Poor snake oil merchant. Which reminds me of, like, oh, we need to change Reno because plagues kill it. Yeah, maybe you should change the thing that people desperately want to play to counter control decks as if it's like the only tool in the universe to counter all the control decks. And now there's a lot of Plague Death Knights still roaming around. There's a lot of Plague Death Knights, guys. For a long time now. But that's not the problem. That's not the problem, guys. Absolutely. Who would have thought that this would be a problem? Not me. Not that doesn't have to be changed. Reno has to be changed in other 7 cards because, oh my god, we're so scared. What are we gonna do if people shuffle Plaguers in our deckers? That's a pure counter. But it was played not because it counters Highlander decks, it counters every control deck imaginable. Like, what? And forever. There's no real way to get rid of the plagues either. Okay, I guess. So, it's just such a shit fest. Such chaos basically going on. And Reno just encompasses the whole storyline of shit. Of Hearthstone. Of just pure panic. Pure hurricane of things, basically. Yeah, I mean, it's rotating next year, but, like, we're gonna have to get along with Reno for a long time. At least they took a risk on the last 3rd expansion of the year. You can appreciate that part, right? And that's so cool. As if they know what they're doing. It's cool. It's like Renathal, right? Like, it doesn't win the game. It's not like Astalor, you just double the battle cry. Brain double Astralor battle cry, and all of a sudden problems stack. Somehow Bran wasn't nerfed fast enough. It was friends with Astalor for a long time. kind of weird too. But you know, it does make sense to call Reno Lone Ranger because nobody's Reno's friend. Besides maybe like if you can cast hero powers a little bit faster, that's cool. Reno does not synergize with Bran. Thank God. You would thought like Titans were already terrifying, but then Badlands found something even scarier and put it in one card. This is a cool card. There's a lot of cool stuff, but like Reno shades everything here. Talking about the Shade of Naxxramas, we have the Shade of Badlands itself. I think I'm done with phase 1. Also, it's just kind of glitched out, where Reno does not actually work with this card. I'm not sure, I haven't double-checked if it has been fixed, but initially just showed bigger number of armor, but that didn't actually give you more armor. It's crazy, you like want to tutor these cards, you know you're gonna draw them, but you still, you know, suffocating of like, well, you have to follow a way more strict definition of a Highlander deck. And for me, that just kind of not deck building at all is just something I avoid. When the rules are so strict. You have to play 10 beasts in your deck, specifically. I would say as an emergency fix, replace this with Zephyrs and say goodbye to the stupid Reno thing. Just like a super duper incredibly fast fix. I would probably be a lot happier that way. Just replace it with Zephyrs. Still more fun that way. Then people start exploring of like, what kind of combo-wombo Zephyrs can actually squeeze out of himself. And you can still counter the damn thing at the same time. What's the, you know, problem there? But literally, one of the suggestions is to swap with the older Highlander card. Yeah, to fix the problem for how big it is. It's insane. Alright, let's discuss the design flaws now. With an uncertain past and a questionable future, Reno was lucky to find his home on the range. Too fucking lucky, bro. Jesus Christ. Find home? Yeah, get out of here, Reno. The Lone Ranger should set your health to 1 instead. So basically, the bullets represent a mage upgraded hero power, dealing 2 damage, plus an ability on top of that. That is the only flavorful part about Reno. It's still fairly random. It doesn't mean like you cast a spell and you're gonna get that sort of bullet. That would be a nice little trait, right? It could be hidden, it doesn't have to be told of like whatever, like this hand cannon works a specific way. Like if you cast a specific spell type, you're gonna get that special bullet loaded basically for next turn. That would be nice. There's so much you can do with this. But hero powers matter less and less the further you go into the game. It's turn 9. It's literally not the vocal point of the game anymore. The only thing you can do is just generate extra value. And like Arcane Bullets is the best one in that sense. And then Discover effects. Yep. So unfortunately, I can't find problems with the bullets themselves. I made the joke in the past of, you play Reno in every deck. Doesn't matter. Just doesn't matter which deck. You play Reno for value in every deck. It's just now you cannot play Reno in every deck because, you know, they just want to keep it that way. They just redesigned the entire Highlander way that it works, where you can't just wait it out until your deck is pretty thin, and then you just play this. The reason why this hurts so badly, you can't just wait to play a Reno. And here's the reason why it hurts so badly. You generate dead legendaries now. Alright, great. It's one of those Tavern Brawl moments where, because you access the pool of wild cards, some of them do nothing. And in this case, Highlander cards, it feels like the moment you generate them, they do nothing. Wow, cool. What was the point of that? Wait, what the fuck is that? Dead. It said dead. Also, yeah, I know a lot of people in the comments are like saying, this should have been a smaller video. You can just rapid shot all these factoids into my brain and be done with this. Just read a script, girl, next. What's the problem with that? I don't think a script is needed. We just look around and we remember how bad Reno actually is. No big deal. And I think he has questionable past and hopefully uncertain future. Is the other way around. Questionable future instead, because rage bait is so awesome, right? Let's make him do questionable things. Let's allow him to do that. Alright, let's just rapid fire this nonsense out of here. So, it's a perfect card. Yes, I understand Zephyr says he also is a perfect card. But we actually still have another perfect card that's a little bit less perfect. A terribly designed perfect card. Because that's how it has to be, you know, like, how else do you design Zephyrs? If not, it itself has to be a perfect card, but because it's expensive, it has to do stupid things inside 4 lines of code, because that's not a Titan. It cannot do stupid, crazy things, you know, and just say that in the sidebar instead, you know, where you just have to learn on your own terms. At least, you know, this thing follows the rule of 4 lines of code. Congratulations, Reno. Wow, you're not a Titan. You can literally just slap Titan on anything. Even a hero card, I don't care. And just, like, hides 7 lines of text or something. Why do you need such a big payoff? You know, oh my god, you did such a crazy achievement of put different cards into your deck. Here's a giant payoff for that. Which actually does make things confusing. The love letter for Reno of like, but it's so many different games you can have, so much variation when you play Highlander decks. That one's pretty true. You can't play a gimmicky deck anymore. You just play gimmicky bunch of legendaries, the strongest cards you can find that don't really synergize with each other, but you can still squeeze some kind of a cool different effects every single time. You would ask of like, what's the problem with Reno? Of like, that's just Highlander decks, and you don't want them to go extinct, right? You know, last time we followed a rule like this, it became known as Gen M Baku. And Raran says it's one of the scariest things that ever happened to Hearthstone. That's crazy. Follow rule, Gen M Baku. Oh, just a simple rule. Well, not so simple if your payoff is so ridiculous. You know, there's a side-by-side comparison with another cards that Reno should be aware of, where it doesn't specify what rule you have to follow, but you have to follow a rule. Terrazane is actually a pretty cool card, should be a little bit stronger, should be a little bit more flexible, maybe draw an elemental, that would be nice. But the rule is there. It's a payoff card, it's a pretty obvious one. All you have to do is figure out how many elementals can you squeeze into your deck, and all of a sudden Terrazane is that champion that does cool things for you. It's not crazy. It doesn't delete your opponent's board. But that's Reno right there. You follow a rule and you get a payoff. That's how it's supposed to look like. Whatever Reno is actually doing, nah. No, that's the wrong way of doing things. And there's just one card that would actually enable, again, variety of decks. Call of Pharaoh is trying to do the same thing. Joymancer. Pretty cool stuff. If you follow a rule, you get paid for that shit. With Reno, the pavement is insanity, bro. Pure fucking insanity. For just following a rule, you get paid with something I call double Borclair, which is now turning into a reality. Literally a double Borclair. Literally can be summoned for cheaps, for like as a 1/1. What the fuck? I thought this was just gonna be a Reno joke, but no. Double Borclair is now a thing. You would ask me, how is this a double Borclair? That doesn't make any sense. But because the first side of the Borclair is so strong and the second side of the Borclair is very much unknown what the power level of that is. You're only allowed to summon a big minion. You can't even defend yourself anymore. Technically, you can play spells to clear your opponent's minions. That's something. Nice. Wow. But in case your opponent does have minions, you're gonna have a terrible time against Reno. One-sided insanity. What happens thematically? We're just locked to one space where Reno is just this freaking powerful. You can't just print a ridiculously powerful card and pretend that it's a payoff. I just remind you guys, you need to draw this thing to win. 777, boys. Ding, 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 Dr. Boom. You got that. It is the most essential tool, and every single turn you're playing against this one card. Because it's so strong, every single turn you're just waiting of like, okay, maybe they will play Reno now. That's all you're thinking about. All you're thinking is this card being played or not. Wow, and it's still fairly difficult to decipher whether your opponent is Highlander. There's somewhat interesting little quiz of like, am I Highlander? I don't know. The moment that you start playing some weird cards, you will sort of figure. What makes this a perfect card is because combined mana cost of this card is actually around 27 mana. In modern Hearthstone, that's the payoff card. So the payoff is like you get 3 turns. Inside one card, you have 3 whole turns of freedom, salvation. Because you have built a Highlander deck, you have to be rewarded so tremendously. Wow, what an achievement of humanity, guys. It feels like it actually makes deck building easier. Which fucking so stupid to me. It's so insulting. You know, simplify the game. Get extra rewards. Is the same thing happening over and over again in Hearthstone. Is the thing that Kriparian said of like, the game is so simple up there, you just copy and paste a fucking deck that requires very little skill to operate, and somehow this brain rot deck is the best deck in the game, actually. That is the case with Paladin, but Highlander has the same flavor of just being extremely simple to build, extremely straightforward, and already very competitive. That's pretty sad, man. Also very expensive. Let's not forget that part. Highlander is expensive, you have to have legendaries. But people that can normally afford it as long as they just play Hearthstone and craft neutral legendaries first and foremost, they'll be able to navigate this game fairly well. Or just play your favorite class and you'll be good either way. Now gimmicks, like the simplified strategies, still are dominating the game, and I hate that shit so much. It is just children's card game now. It cannot be taken seriously. In fact, we have to delete esports because esports does not seem like a children-friendly activity, you know. I'll have to migrate. I'll have to migrate to a game that takes itself a little bit more seriously. Except, you know, Reno doesn't seem like the dude that would take himself seriously. You're just like, oh, guys, I'm making also a children's card game, guys. Look at all these people that I've paid for all this effort. We will have its own drama laid off. I just want to get my hands on the game already, you know. Please. Because I have a feeling we're just gonna see another Reno pop up. But fingers crossed, man. Different person might not make the same mistakes. It's just fascinating, right? Not only you're simplifying the deck building strategy, but the effect is so simple of just plug the card, see a lot of monsters, big thread, oh no, I'm scared, let's remove everything from the universe. Whenever the most convenient, Reno just plugs in and just rips all the fun out of your opponent, and your opponent can't do shit about it. You know, it's not about counterplay of like stuff your opponents with cards because Reno is gonna happen. It's just, what are you counterplaying against? Against a hero card that deletes things? That's kind of stupid. There is no counterplay because it makes no sense. The card is too perfect to be countered in the first place. Perfect card equals no counters. Here you go. Oh shit. And now they forgot about the counters to Reno. Yeah. Well, you just still have to play Highlander deck. That's the default position of Hearthstone. Just play gimmick fucking garbage and get crazy effects because of that and win games because random. Fuck this bullshit, man. Play pirates. Oh, my game needs a patch now. Everyone wants to play pirates. Yeah, it's just, the curse of Hearthstone is still there. You know, it's still doing the same shitty thing of like the gimmick wins the game 100% of the time. Yes, there's skill involved. That's cool. I just don't want to see the same thing over and over again on my opponent's side. And shiver in fear because, oh my god, they gonna play card that I can't do anything about. Crazy, right? What a loner. Cannot actually be countered because we just don't know how Reno can operate in this fucking high level. The calculation of the mana cost of this card is as follows. There's Twisting Nether that's one-sided. You know, it's probably 50% extra mana cost. It still would cost 8 mana. There's nothing you can do about Twisting Nether. Plus it removes locations. Pretty sad. Then you have this crazy effect of blocking your opponent from playing cards, which is like, what the fuck are you even doing? Not only you delete cards, but you stop opponent from playing cards too. Are gone. And I can't play none. Wow. You literally make your opponent cry. Of just like, no, I play card game because I follow rule and I played card. And it's like, what is going on, bro? What is this reward, man? Like, relax. And to top it all off, it's just like 5 armor because it's a hero card, guys. Every hero card has to give 5 armor. There's no escape. What do you thought would happen? You know, Reno needs 5 armor. Reno was not nerfed for not having armor. That's the only weakness that has been patched. You know, the wall of China on this little thing. This 5 armor means tremendous amount. Any amount of healing after just clearing the board. Now Reno is also unreachable. Wow! The anti-reach technology. That's amazing. And obviously you improve your hero power That's 5 mana, too. In total, it seems like it's 25 mana, but it's 27. Because it's just one card. You're also technically drawing cards by activating these effects all at once. And again, this sort of Twisting Nether also does not trigger death rattles. Makes things disappear. The only thing you get is a middle finger of like, you can play card. You have cards to play? Because I played card, you can play cards too now. That's the rule. I played one card, and now you have to play one card too. That's the rule, guys. Oh my god, Reno, shut the fuck up. The me play card and you play card strategy, bro. Or flavor, you know. Amazing. You're forced to play cards too. You're forced to do exactly the evil that your opponent just did to you. Doesn't matter what your strategy is. Doesn't matter if it screws up your entire strategy and you can't defend yourself anymore. Reno can defend himself because he has 5 armor now. Most of the heroes are broken. And now they introduce the neutral hero, and guess what happens? The unthinkable happens. It was broken. Who would have thought? You know? Nobody could have predicted that a neutral hero will break the game. The same way, because it's way too important to play the damn card. No matter what the condition is. Doesn't fucking matter. I'm gonna play that hero card now. And it's just gonna be the only thing that I care about. This Carriel thing was the worst thing ever happened, bro. My god. When will Paladin stop pissing in my mouth? I just want this to stop. Immovable object, unnerfable objects. Very, very late in the Reign of Terror of Paladin. Paladin got nerfed into still first place in the leaderboard. Wow, so he didn't got nerfed. It just stays there forever, stuck. Something is going on, right? So it had the most powerful hero cards too. I wonder what's going on here, right? So there's some kind of pattern of boldness. Oh, look, Sir Finley. He's laughing at me too, bro. But again, it's still like decent, still reasonable. Discover a favorite hero power. That's cool. I'll take that. Tell me, just give me one hero card that wasn't ass. You know, because like some of them are ass to some extent, and that doesn't count. Maybe this one kind of not ass. Yeah. Surely people really loved Reno. It was so amazing, it had to come back exactly the same fucking way of making minions disappear. Wow. And literally saying that. And then adding poof on top of like, wow, that's so fun, right? That's crazy, man. Now you are in a control matchup. Now everything you have done makes no difference to me. At least that Reno made things disappear. And not just, like, blocked you from playing cards. Jesus Christ. But every single time Reno shows up, it's just worse. It's more drunken version, basically, of itself. Shitty card, shitty card, shitty card. Every single hero card is like, you want them to be nice? You want them to be cool and stuff? Like, this is another cool one that was not breaking the game. If it doesn't break the game, it's pretty cool card. That's the most tame one. I mean, Shaman has what it takes. Druid has what it takes to be tame. To not just make you vomit uncontrollable because hero cards are insane all the time. Agatha is super cool one. Some classes are just significantly more tame than others. You know, some classes are supposed to be the staples of how you design cards, and not just, oh, Paladin has to be the best class, and Mage has to be the best Reno. I feel like we're in a fucking rage bait experiment, and they literally just found next level of rage that they can actually, you know, emit into Hearthstone, and they did it successfully. And they made it even worse because Zeddy asked for something worse. It's like talking to the devil. The devil is only going to listen to you when you're just like saying what you want, but it's like a bad thing, and they just gives you the bad thing. But anytime you ask for something nice, the devil's like, oh, I didn't fucking hear you, actually. Oh, I'm so sorry, bro. Oh, what's that? You want something? It's almost like this extra greedy. You can't even pay Blizzard to be nice. They just want something else entirely. They want a social experiment to torture people, not play the game anymore. Because that's not game. There's no game in here. I don't see game. It's just like flip the board upside down and start all over again. Good luck, my friends. This is so stupid, man. From an adventurer to a reputation seeking monstrosity, basically. Seeking reputation in any means necessary, even if it's the most evil and despicable ways. Venturing and mastering his little no duplicates strategy, and just being another gimmick that doesn't add enough flavor, just takes away so much flavor from the game that you just don't want to play. Just kills the game. It was one of those 60 reasons why Hearthstone is dead. Not functional right now. Not something that you're gonna have fun with. You can just get rage baited and be angry on the internet, and hopefully I'm getting a lot of views for this video. But for now, see you guys next time. See you guys until a much stupider card is printed. But I don't know how you can do that. You have to follow a specific rule, and now, because you follow that specific rule, we can just vomit the most disgusting effect we can think of. Oh wait, it has to be just double Borkler. Oh, we can't think of anything else actually more disgusting than that. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Get out of here.